this is Jolie here for Title Sports Network. I'm joined by Austin Ammo Williams. I've been wanting to interview you for a long time. I saw you at the, I think it was the John Ryder undercard. You fought in London many times. You fought in London 2019 too. Been watching your career, so it's good to be out in Saudi interviewing you today. Ammo, how are you?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm starting to adjust to the times. The first couple of days, or the first day, it's kind of tough. It's the complete different side of the world. You feel a little jet lag. But now I'm starting to adjust. All of my experience of traveling the world is shining through. All the little tricks you have to adjust quickly are coming through. So I'm excited.
You mentioned in an interview up there about it was a basketball reference. Are you a basketball fan? Who do you support?
Absolutely, I'm a basketball fan. Yeah, the basketball reference it's basically like a shooting guard going against a center in a one-on-one. That's what you're gonna see, And yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of guys like Damian Lillard, Derrick Rose, things like that. Those are my guys. So yeah.
So for the people who don't watch basketball, the reference, the center's the tall guy, the Hamzah Sheeraz in this situation, and you're the SG, the shooting guard.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here.
It's entertaining watching you do your interviews and everything like that. You've always been an entertaining person. You've got a tail on. What's this? No Diddy. What's that? What's going on?
I'm a tiger, bro. I kill. Yeah, like for real, like no jokes, no, like seriously,
Do you want to show us?
No, they've seen it before, but no, it's a serious thing. People laugh and joke about it and things like that, but it's really dangerous. You know what I mean? Like seriously, at the real core root of things, it's a dangerous thing. It's a representation of myself, of who I truly am, and who I've grown to be. Traveling around the world, fighting top level fights. I'm a top fighter in the world, man. I'm one fight away from the WBC championship of the world. Things like that don't just happen. I've only been boxing since 19. People think that this is just luck. No, it's a feat of who I truly am. And as time goes by, as I, develop and grow into myself, I became a pro at 22 years old. The real me is I'm evolving into it. People stop growing at 23, 24 years old. Why is that? Because who are they? They don't know who they are beyond their name. If I ask you what animal are you, what would you say?
I don't know, a cheetah or like something small but fast.
Something small but fast, right? What are you doing to become that animal every day?
I need to start going gym, to be fair.
See, exactly. So this is a thing that I'm saying, evolution and growth is not down to just your genetics alone. There's things you have to do to unlock your genetics, to push yourself in a certain direction, to become who you're supposed to be. The beauty of being a human being is that you can become anything. The limitations of who you are is definitely only the limitations you put on yourself. Me, I'm a tiger. Me, I'm growing. People will see the ferocity, the energy, the aggressiveness, the explosiveness, the balance, things of that nature. They'll see that. They'll see that grow. And as time goes on, people will start understanding, oh man, this guy is really, really a tiger for real, man. Like, something was different about his ferocity. Something was different about his punching power. Something was different about his nimbleness. Something was different about his speed. Things like that will start showing up where people will start being able to piece two and two together and say, oh, it makes sense genetically. But yeah, just to spin that back around, I challenge everybody in the world to ask themselves, what animal am I? Who am I? What do I really choose to be? Because there is no limits as a human being. People get stuck being a banker or maybe a school teacher or maybe something like that. You know what I mean? Because it's just the way it is. But who's going to challenge that? Who's going to challenge society? Who's going to challenge the natural order? Who's going to challenge that and become something more? So I hope people grab that sort of inspiration from what I do.
A lot of boxers don't have that mentality, and I don't mean that in a sense of the way they fight, but their mentality. And even in interviews, you're obviously at the moment giving me really good answers to these questions, but obviously that's going to help build your name, your brand as well. You seem like you're very mentally switched on. Is that something that you're aware of, that when you're in interviews you need to be answering them in a certain way and promoting yourself, if that makes sense?
Yeah, at this point, man, I've done thousands of interviews. Seriously, I've done thousands of interviews, so it's not even about promoting myself anymore. I'm here. Ammo Williams is gonna be an entity forever. Austin Tiger Williams is gonna be an entity forever just because of the things that I've already done. So here, it's beautiful in these moments. It's not just about promoting myself. It's about letting people understand my self exploration. It's about letting people understand the evolution of me. You know, it's about being an example of no limitations in this world that we live in. Um, Again, I challenge people to ask themselves, what is my physical limitation? What is that? See what your answer is, and then imagine what your life would be like if you can push past that physical limitation. And I'm talking about physical because we're talking about a genetic thing, me turning into a tiger here. Um, I challenge everybody to do that. You know, it's not easy walking around with this tail. Sometimes people laugh. Sometimes people ask me. Some people come up to me, ask me some crazy things. And but I do get a lot of positive reception as well. Let me put that out there. But self expression is so undervalued in this world we live in. Self expression is so hard to achieve because social medias, things where people feel like they have to categorize themselves or put themselves in a certain box, and they have to live a certain way because they have to do this job and they have to get this amount of money for rent and they have to do this, they have to do that. What does it look like when somebody can fully capture who they are truly 100%? And you'll see a boxer who's going to be the world champion of the middleweight world champion. You see how he expresses himself and he becomes a tiger. You know what I mean? Things like that. So yeah, I just hope everybody can grab inspiration from it because at the end of the day, I'm happy. At the end of the day, I'm growing in a certain direction. It's no stagnation to me, and the more and more that people see me and accept me as a tiger, that's the more growth that happens in that direction.
Now, you had a pretty fiery face-off with Hamza. However, there was a handshake at the end. There's a sign of respect there, and I know you guys do obviously respect each other as well. But how do you make him regret taking a fight with you?
How I make him regret taking a fight with me is the performance. It's the ferocity I'm gonna bring into the ring. He's gonna understand he's in for a fight of his life. He's fighting somebody who is willing to give it everything. It's nothing. I have nothing to lose. I really am here. I'm happy just to be here. This is who I was born to be. This is what I do. It's not even a second thought. It wasn't a calculation. I've been calling out Hamza since September. We made it happen. We made it happen on a beautiful 5v5 where everyone's pretty much locked in. And I'm just happy to showcase what I can do, and he'll see what it is. But it's always respect. Um, Respect is what makes you work hard. Respect is what makes you perform to the highest level. This is not street fighting. This is not just picking a fight at the club. This is two highly touted young fighters, top in the world. Both of us are top five in the world. About to go to war over 12 rounds in the Kingdom arena, Saudi Arabia. Of course, it has to be respect there, but the respect is not a respect as far as, oh, I'm a pit pat with you and I don't really want to hurt you because I respect you. No, it's a warrior's respect. What a warrior's respect is I'm willing to give my life in here, and I hope you are too, so we can get a world what we want to give the world. Uh, and yeah, so it's definitely respect. We're both making a ton of money off of this fight as well, so we're for him to follow up, make it through camp, for me to follow up, make it through camp, that's very hard. It's a lot of risk in camp, especially when you're preparing for something like this because you have to do harder things to your body. So just the respect from him being here and me being here, it's always going to be a mutual respect. But as I said before, it's not one that makes us soft with each other or anything like that. It's one that makes us go to war even harder.
Yeah, he showed his respect in the interview I did with him. He did also say he thought you were nervous in the face-off. He's going to knock you out, etc.
Yeah. I mean, nervous. How do we define nerves? Nerves are real, and nerves do exist. And I'm not a person that says I don't have nerves. A fighter that doesn't have nerves is a fighter that this doesn't mean everything to them. I have nerves. everybody who knows ammo knows that I have nerves. I think about this. I want to be the greatest fighter of all time. I was born for this. I want to be the greatest performing artist to ever live. So things like this is going to be defined. It's going to define me for the rest of my life. Of course, I have nerves. But as Joel Whittle taught me a long time ago, nerves is like a house fire, okay? You can use the fire to cook a steak, or you can let the fire burn your house down. Now, the first step to mastering nerves is to accept it. To accept that these are nerve invoking situations that we're in. High level fights in Saudi Arabia, so far away from home, in the Kingdom Arena, in front of royalty, invoke some nerves. But I'm here, and I will be fighting June 1st, and I will be fighting with my whole soul June 1st, and it may be some nerves, but for good reason. You know what I mean? So I don't run from the things. When nerves become a bad thing is when nerves make fighters pull out. When nerves become a bad thing is when nerves make fighters have panic attacks. When nerves become a bad thing is when fighters start faking injuries, coming up with excuses. When the house is burned down, exactly. But as an athlete, I've been dealing with nerves my whole life. I've been in athletics since I can remember, so it's really nothing. It's something I've mastered at this point.
Do you meditate?
You know what? I used to meditate all the time. I used to meditate for years, but now my meditation is what they call a walking meditation. Actually, in this moment, I'm meditating right now. I'm seeing more. I'm aware of a lot of things going on around me. It's just a higher sense of awareness you get from the meditation. Meditation, in a sense, is kind of the first step to enlightenment. It's one of the first steps to enlightenment. But you also need the physical part, which is like yogas and things like that help you get to know your body more. But yeah, I went through those stages pretty early in my life with the meditation and understanding of importance of the mind, which is something that I'm thankful for my dad about, because he was the one who introduced me to that. And yeah, so now I'm always in a meditation. I don't even sleep, dude. No, seriously, I'm so in my brain and understand the sleep states. I understand the REM, the process of sleep, things like that. That I don't sleep the same as human beings sleep. You know what I mean? I don't experience this thing the same. A lot of things that I look at is more so of a manifestation, and that comes from taking responsibility of everything in your life, good, bad, sad, happy, whatever. So yeah, manifestation and meditation is definitely hand in hand in my life now.
This is different interview to what I was expecting, but I learned a couple of things, and good to see a different side of you. Just want to end off with your message to obviously the respects there, but you're gonna go to war on Saturday night. And final message to Hamzah Sheeraz.
Hamza. I'm coming for you, dude. I mean, dog. You talked about my tail. You and Billy Joe ganged up on me. You're gonna pay for that. You know, I've been nice. The only time I've been a little mean was when it was me and you facing off, you know, but you know, it is what it is. I'm thankful for you though. I really am thankful, you know, and the reason why I say that, just like I said in the interview, it will be passion and it's love, because that's what I harbor for this sport. That's what I do this out of. Love and passion. That's the fuel for me. Some people won't understand that. I hope they do, because the things you do in life, you should love it. If you don't, you shouldn't be doing it. If the things you do in life, you should have passion for it. If you don't, you shouldn't be doing it. When you find your dream and things like that, that will be the fuel to you. It will be passion and love. So if that was misconstrued by him, he'll understand exactly what that means on Saturday, June 1st, with the most devastating knockout the world has ever seen by Ammo Williams. Don't miss it. June 1st, 5v5. Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren. Queensberry versus Matchroom. The biggest show the world has ever seen. Don't miss it.